Hi, my name is Sadie Fellinger, and the book I decided to read is Bud Not Buddy by Christopher Paul Curtis. I chose to read Bud Not Buddy because I actually read it in middle school and it was one of my favorite books, so I thought what a better way to recap on that is to reread it and really tell why I liked it and the funny quirks of Bud Not Buddy. Bud Not Buddy was, like I said, written by Christopher Paul Curtis. He is an American children's author and a Newbery Medal Award winner. He wrote Bud Not Buddy, and that is the first novel to receive both the Coretta Scott King Award and the Newbery Medal. Christopher Paul Curtis was born in Flint, Michigan on May 10, 1953, to Dr. Herman Elmer Curtis and Leslie Jane Curtis. He went to the University of Michigan. He is also the father of two adult children from a previous marriage and a daughter to his current wife, who was born in 2010. Christopher modeled his characters in Bud Not Buddy after his two grandfathers, Earl Lefty Lewis, a 1930s bandleader, Herman E. Curtis, senior of Herman Curtis and the Dusty Devastators of the Depression. The city of Flint plays an important role in many of Curtis's books today. Other books by him are The Watsons Go to Birmingham and Elijah Buxton. Bud Not Buddy is a story, probably I would say better for third grade and up. I think that because I think that third graders would start to understand some of the concepts that were talked about, and I feel like that some of the vocabulary and the understanding of the book, just the whole concept of it, would be better for a little bit older elementary. Up until now, I think it's a great book, and I would definitely recommend it to some of my friends that haven't read it. So, Bud is a 10-year-old boy who lives motherless in a foster shelter home during the Great Depression. Bud heads out to another foster home, and he takes his suitcase with him. In the suitcase, he has memories of his mother, and there he has a picture of his mom. I have a picture of my mom that I would take in my suitcase, I guess. He also has a blanket to keep him warm, rocks with specific dates and locations. He has no idea what that means, but that's what he was left with from his mom. She has passed away. And a flyer with a picture of Herman E. Calloway and his band. Also, Bud is an author of a list that he made called Bud Caldwell's Rules and Things for Having a Funner Life and Making a Better Liar Out of Yourself. When I got to read this book, I got to hear some of Bud's humor and some of the jokes and the do's and don'ts of life according to Bud. And I thought that was a very neat way to, get the reader more involved. I thought that was a great way to pull someone in. So when Bud goes to his foster home, the son that the foster family had already had treated him very poorly. He actually shoved a pencil eraser up his nose while he was sleeping. So Bud ended up punching the boy because he did that, and the mother came in, and the boy told her that he was just trying to wake him up to tell him where the bathroom was, so because the mother hated bedwetters. So the mother punished Bud by making him sleep in the shed filled with beehives, fish heads, spiders, cockroaches, and with no way out except the locked window and the door. Bud made it through the window and went into the house, and he picked up his suitcase, which they hid underneath the table, and left the boy's hand in a glass of warm water. But met like that. So the boy was laying like this, so he obviously wet the bed. And then Bud made a run for it. Bud ran to a soup kitchen to get a free breakfast. After this, Bud spent the whole day in the library figuring out how long it would take him to get to the Grand Rapids, and after the closing, he slept outside. In the morning, Bud met up with his friend Bugs, and they made a plan to run away, and the best way to do that was to catch a train to Chicago. Unfortunately, only Bugs got on the train, So Bud headed on through Flint to the Grand Rapids to meet who he thought was his father, Herman E. Calloway. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, and Bud was still walking through Flint. A car pulled up and bribed Bud out of a bush with a can of soda pop. Bud loves soda, so of course he took the bribe and got in the car. The man took Bud back to his house and to sleep and eat breakfast there. The man sent Bud to Grand Rapids, and when he got there, he met this mean, nasty Herman E. Calloway, which he decided to let Bud stay in the room of his mansion. So you'll have to read on to find out who Herman E. Calloway was to Bud. Was he his dad? Was he just this guy that his mom loved? He didn't know. And how did the stones, the rocks that Bud had in his suitcase, relate to that? So I hope you enjoy, and I really hope that you read the book because it's great. Bye.